Great to see you in my studio and that you are joining me in this video. In this video, I'm going to paint another egg. What? Another egg? Yes, I'm going to paint another egg. It's more of an experiment in two ways. Now, in the previous video, I painted my first egg with gel retarder and that worked really well. But for acrylics, there are more mediums you can use to slow down the painting and to improve the blending, and that is what I'm going to try in this video to see if I can find other ways, maybe better ways, maybe worse ways. And the second thing which I'm going to try in this video is change my studio lighting. Now in the first video, my setup of filming the progress, painting the egg wasn't the best it could be. So I'm going to show some improvements in this video and what I did to make sure that the filming goes a lot better than it did. Well, I think the best thing I can do is now start painting another egg and show you the progress of what I'm doing and continue my journey in becoming a master in painting. And with that also comes finding the best materials to paint with. So let's start. So in this video, I'm going to paint some more eggs, but I'm also going to show you how I improved my video setup. Now, the last egg I did with the gel retarder, I really liked how that worked, but I want to try out the regular retarder in this video, and that is this one. And that is a lot more liquid than the gel retarder, so I don't want to put it on my palette, it will flow everywhere. So instead of using it straight from the bottle on the palette, I'm going to put it in a separate jar so that it won't make a mess. I just picked up an old jar somewhere, put some in it, and I'm going to use it this way to paint a new egg. And what I'm going to try to do is with the new egg is try to get some better values, because my values in the gel retarded egg weren't good enough. So I'm going to just try to get some darker values, perhaps even some lighter values. Now, as you can see right away again, I haven't changed my film setup in this video because I filmed those two back to back. But later on, I'm going to do an egg again and you will see a totally different improvement. Now, working with this normal retarder is quite different. The paint is a lot thinner and adding this regular retarder made it even more thinner. So it doesn't flow the same. It's just not working the same. It's not the same oily experience. This is more like just regular acrylics, a bit closer perhaps to watercolor, but the blending still worked pretty well, although the paint isn't as thick, and I noticed that it dried a little bit quicker too than the gel retarder. Now the gel retarder stays open, they call that open, so wet, longer than this. So I'm going to mix some darker colors and see if I can indeed improve my values a lot better instead of the top one, which was too light. Now let's see where I get. I'm almost done, I think. All right, it dried up, it's nice and dry, looks well, and what I'm going to do first is I'm going to compare it to the one Andrew did. And here they are, and you can see right away that my values in this one are a lot darker and closer to what Andrew did. Also the blends, I'm pretty happy with that still, although you can see some, well, let's say some bending. And my shape is gone again. I should have cut my shape off better so that I get a more egg. So it's again, it's a marble, but overall I'm pretty happy with the result. And it looks good. It has the highlights, it has the darker values, and it works pretty well. And it still looks reasonably close to the one Andrew did. Now it still looks kind of like an oil painting, not a total acrylic painting, but it kind of looks like an oil painting. Now let's compare the one I did now to the previous one I did before with the gel retarder. Now you can see a difference in how the way they look, and the top one looks a lot better. The bottom one has all this bending, while the top one has these nice smooth transitions, and the gel retarder really helps with that. Now the retarder works, but just not as well. The paint is not as thick, as nice, and not as oily as with the gel retarder. So I think I'm going to stick to the gel retarder. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to paint this egg again, but I'm going to use the gel retarder differently than the first time. And the first time I mixed it all in with the paint. Now I'm going to put it on the canvas, the gel retarder, and then start to paint, add the paints and see how that works. Now you see a difference in how this films and how the shimmering and shining is gone. Now I can tell right away that with painting this was a struggle. I struggled with this because it flowed everywhere in the wrong place and it didn't work that well. It worked, but it didn't work as well as I expected it to work. I'm definitely not gonna do this again. Oh, is the shimmering back? No, well, yes, it is back, but I want to show you what I used. I put this on my camera, a circular polarizing UV filter. And let me show you, that's the box, but let me show you the filter. It just looks like that. And that's a filter you put on your camera, and there's a ring on it that you can turn to get rid of the shimmering as much as you like. And that really worked well. Just put it on the camera and it took away a lot of the shimmering, but not everything of it. So another thing I had to do was to change the setting of my light a little bit too. I changed my lights too and put it on a slightly different angle. That on its own didn't work, so I had to combine the filter and the light, and doing that with the combination worked really well. So at first I had my light going straight from the top, which really lights everything, but I changed that and put the light under an angle so that it's further away and shines from, like I'm showing you, from this angle. And then it looks like this. That combination, the filter and the lights change, looks really well, and I had to play a little bit with the ISO to get a nice ISO. But the combination worked. One of them didn't work, but I had to combine them together. So let's talk a little bit about this final egg, which definitely isn't the best one, but the purpose was to test my camera and to test that gel retarder in a different way, see how it would react. So as you can see with this, I didn't do the blending well enough, and because I struggled with this was a lot harder than using the gel retarder, mixing that in with the paint. And here's the comparison of the three of them. Now the bottom one, you can see that has those nice dark tones. This one doesn't have it, but I prefer the way they painted with the gel retarder, mixing it in with the paint and adding more if needed. So I'm going to stick to that for the rest of the process, for the rest of the course. Yeah, the rest of the course, I'm going to stick to the gel retarder and use that.